A lot of y'all has been waiting for an update to see if I have friends, and the answer is no.
The world was shut down. I spent a lot of time by myself, and a lot of friendships just faded away. It just naturally happened that way.
You look at my Instagram, so many pictures, but I'm the only one in those pictures. There's no one in them but me. Every picture I take, I'm in my room or I'm in my car.
In terms of keeping in touch with friends, I didn't have any close friends. As soon as I was close enough to people, it was like time to move.
Finding genuine people that actually care about you. It's a constant struggle.
You have to be around people. Yeah, people fucking suck. People don't care about you. If you're a little weird or you're a little awkward, people fucking hate you. They don't want to be around you. And they don't care about any of your issues or how you feel whatsoever. That's the truth.
I just feel so lonely. And I thought it was
This shouldn't be up for debate. This should be a conversation about how we get from point A to point B. Too many books have been written, equations solved, experiments conducted just to prove shit that we already knew. But living in an era where judgment is more common than compassion, where ideas are drowned out by algorithm, where power thrives when there is distance between us, we are stepping further and further from our humanity every day. I could cite sources, but I'm no expert. In fact, I'm just like you. We don't need experts. Being an expert won't save you from the poorly scripted Tubi movie that is human interaction. We're confused, and we don't have to be. This doesn't need to be mathematical or cosmic in nature. It just needs to be real. Whether you are lonely or you want to change the world, you need your community. We know this. So yes, today we ask ourselves the questions: why are we pursuing the thing? Why are we chasing the idea of connection? How the fuck do we actually make friends? I hear the terms introvert, extrovert, and I honestly don't think it matters how charged one's social battery is, how much popularity they have. We can all get left behind. We can all outgrow our friends. We can all struggle to make connections, easily be cast out to navigate this vast sea of friendship. I think it's more than a title. I think it's a reward for living in a world that we didn't ask to be in. And even then, earning this reward is exhausting. Friendships are exhausting, especially if you are starting from scratch. So let's start with the elephant in the room. Yeah, you. It's hard not to blame ourselves, but the world has too many problems for everything to be your fault. Anxiety and fear will be normal, but if you look closely, you'll see there's reasons why you don't have friends. There's reasons why it's so hard to find them. And it's not because nobody likes you. You don't need to be attractive or a social person to have friends. Don't argue with me, argue with your mother. You don't need to be perfect at any point throughout this process. Perfection is not real. We've been over this. You can be a mess. You can be a shitty person. You don't even have to know who you are. We experienced a quarantine. We spend excessive amounts of time looking at little screens. We're missing out. We should understand where that leaves us. You are not cooked. You are rusty. And finding the courage to walk up to strangers, thrusting yourself into social situations does not replace the fact that we are underdeveloped. And it will never be a substitute for years of isolation and shitty social skills. we are not there yet. Because why are we trying to build a house with no tools? Quickest way to feel awkward and overthink, like you can't even read the room yet. We're out of touch, out of practice, and out of our minds if we think that this is the solution to this problem. And it might sound like I'm talking shit, because I am. Why jump to the hardest part of this and then beat ourselves up? That's not fair. Instead of focusing on your unrelated flaws and anything and everything that might not exactly go well, why not focus on what's actually holding us back? If the mere concept of socializing sounds overwhelming, too much for you, there's a reason for that. And it's probably because there's a lack of foundation. We need that foundation. So the goal then becomes not how to make friends, but how to socialize. There are steps, literally, and it starts with taking a walk. Take a hike, take a stroll, take a jog, just be around people. We're not even worried about acknowledging other people right now. This is about you. Just exist in real time. And when you're ready to be perceived by others, we're ready to move on to some interaction. Nothing crazy, just some light. Slowly get in the habit of interacting, even briefly. Say excuse me, say hi, give strangers a compliment. Again, strangers, you might not ever see these people again. What's a few words? Take those small opportunities to engage with people. If you're getting gas and you have the time, go inside and pay. Interact with the cashier. 15 on 3. Thank you. At the store, associate with the associate. Ask for some help. And if it feels silly, that's because it is. That's how much we lost our sense of normalcy. But over time, these interactions add up. This is how you get more comfortable interacting and socializing. This is how people become less concerning, less intimidating. You don't have to talk to strangers. That can be off-putting. But you know people. Talk to your family, mom, dad, your grandma. When's the last time you talked to your grandma? For real, talk to your grandma. Do it for me. Hi, grandma. Old people can talk your fucking head off. And that's because they didn't have texting or the internet. All they had was jazz and racism, folk tales, storytelling. This is generational and it predates us. We shouldn't let it die out. We shouldn't let those parts of our brains become useless, because they can. They will. Trust me, I know. For real, I'm not playing. To make is an action. Making friends requires effort, and it's bigger than just, you gotta start putting yourself out there. Bro, what are we talking about? There's only two things that you need: a shared goal and familiarity. Collaboration, finding shared purpose, moving as a collective, working together. There is no I in team. The goals don't need to be big as long as we can work together to complete them. Half of the work is already done by simply being in a space where we have to work together. Jobs, schools, sports teams, clubs, even gangs. Believe it or not, they are all moving towards a goal. If your boss is a dick, you and other employees have a shared goal, and it's fuck him. All of us watching this right now have a shared goal. Corny, and I'm sorry, but purpose is powerful. Think about the last time you felt like you really matter. We feel heard, we feel seen, we feel empowered when we have purpose. Meaning seeing the same people over and over without pressure, without expectation, a pattern. This isn't about controlling the situation. We're not forcing anything. It's about being known gradually, over time, like waves hitting a rock, so it exposes what lies beneath. The sea will do what it always does, regardless. So we should exist in these spaces the exact same way, intentionally. Familiarity creates bonds, those unspoken connections that haven't been formally acknowledged, but we can feel them. It's like a ride at a theme park, a roller coaster. Yeah, we all just paid $7 to go through that together. I don't know y'all, but it's kind of cool. Meeting someone for the very first time and expecting a friendship? Wait, that's not how this shit works. That's a pretty big expectation for you. That's a pretty big expectation for them. There's not a lot of room for friendship at that point. It can happen, but they need to know a little bit more about you, whether you choose to share it or let it show over time. It's harder to make friends with no connection or backstory because, again, why are you trying to build a house with no tools? So where can we find a shared goal and familiarity? Take a class. Classes have a shared goal. We all want to pass. We all want that A, that B, shit, that D. We just want to get that paper, and they require you to meet. They require you to see the same people on a consistent basis. Most classes run on this format. If you're already in school, great. But if you're not in school, or maybe you already graduated and those student loans are looking a little too thick to go back, in a lot of places, community college is pretty affordable, sometimes free. Take a class you're interested in. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a PE class. It could be anything. But if school is just not your thing, trust me, I get it. You can take a class anywhere. Check your local area. Get out and explore your community. You'd be surprised how many free or donation-based classes exist. Pottery, gardening, cooking. Take a workout class at your gym. Check out your local library, your community center. See what events, classes they have going on. Familiarize yourself with your community. You should know what's in your community. You're a part of it. If you see a bulletin board anywhere, go look at it, because there might be something cool. You could join a sports team, because there are people out here bowling. Yeah, for fun. Like, be fucking for real. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that there's something for everybody. Some of us have to find our tribe, and if we can't find one, we can make one. We can put up that flyer. We can announce an event. We can make this whatever we want. The point I'm trying to make is that we don't have to re-traumatize ourselves doing the hardest part of interaction over and over while also doing something we don't enjoy. Do something you want to do, something you're at least cool with, something that you can look forward to. That way, when you don't feel like showing up, it's a little bit easier to convince yourself. While you're trying to make friends, you have a reason to be there. This will help you expect less and focus on what really matters. Because guess what? You showed up, and that's big. That's progress. But we're not done yet. I wish I could tell you exactly what to say, but that's time and breath wasted. There's too many ways that this process can go. So no, you shouldn't believe anybody who's trying to sell you the secret to being social, the formula to friendship. Secret. You want to know what the secret is? Most, if not 90% of connection is rooted in experience, and that can't be taught. Some of y'all are hard-headed, including me. When it comes to friendship, there is indeed an element of learning things for yourself. And if that still scares you, just know you're well on the way. Like, I see you. You clicked on this video fast as fuck. We came in here high energy, but that's only half the battle. And there's way too many variables for a one-size-fits-all answer. You don't need coaching, you need experience. And I know that's not what we want to hear. We want friends, and we want them now. And we're so worried about being a loser or being embarrassing. But this is why I'm writing so hard for these group scenarios, these little communities. If you don't know what to talk about, remember, you're with a group of people meeting up to do the thing. Talk about the thing. It'd be weird to join a book club and not talk about the books. You got ammo, resources. And if you're really struggling, when in doubt, just be honest. I'm here because I like to cook and I'm trying to make friends. I don't know what to expect, but I'm hoping to meet cool people. You can't argue with that. Other people might actually find that funny, endearing, and authentic. And the cool thing is, you can stay where you're comfortable. You might be at this stage for a while. Sometimes this is just a slow burn. You can have a comfort zone. You just need to venture outside of it sometimes. You can take as many classes as you want. You can find as many group settings as you can. Explore this process and what it means for you. Not everything is going to be exciting. Not every conversation is going to be important as the last one. You can shut the fuck up if you would like to. You have permission to end a conversation. That's not rude. It's not weird. What's actually weird is forcing yourself to make conversation when you don't want to, when you ran out of shit to say. You can let other people do most of the talking, even if it's small talk. You know, I thought about this, and small talk is actually fine. Not everybody wants to be Socrates and Aristotle and discuss theology and the metaphysics of the universe with you the first fucking time they meet you. Some of us are like a little hoopty, a little old car. We have to warm up before we get started, and that's okay. Small talk is easy and effective, especially if you're trying to put yourself out there. And if you think it's weird, you might not be as social as you think you are. When we form bonds, there's ways for us to jump in. Hopefully, somebody's already offered, somebody's already asked to connect. Not all of us are that lucky. So if that hasn't happened yet, because, I don't know, we're all out here fighting for our life, it can be your job to initiate. When you feel comfortable, you can offer that, and they may bite, or it may be a dud. And the more you do shit like that, the more time you spend intentionally building yourself up. The more we feel how far we've come. There's so much more to be proud of because you built the foundation. It's really hard to crash and burn here. It doesn't feel disastrous. It feels possible. At this point, you're not a stranger. Exchange contacts, IG or phone number, whatever's easiest, because the vessel does not matter. Besides, the next goal is to meet them in real life. Removing the face and voice is tricky. There's not a lot to go off of. But why assume the worst? Someone is slow to reply, give them a little bit of grace, but more importantly, give some to yourself. Something that can be sent in a second shouldn't haunt you for days, shouldn't bother you for weeks. That's not fair. And if you're really worried, you can ask. Ask if they're a big texter. Learn something about them. Give yourself information so you don't make shit up. I find it's just easiest to be kind and direct. If you want to hang out with somebody, don't wait for them. Let them know you want to hang out with them. They'll hit you back when they hit you back. We tried. That's literally all you can do. And if they don't hit you back, that's all you really need to know. Trust me. Trust me. Because why are we trying to build a house if you recognize when someone is not reciprocating your efforts, not your enthusiasm? Your efforts, because we're all different. But if y'all make plans, put your 2 cents in, you deserve a say. But if someone asks you to go out or hang out and they're willing and you need friends, please just go. Even if it's something you've never really done before, go hang out with a potential friend. This is what you've been waiting for. It could be cool. You never know. Be safe, be aware, be cautious, but within reason, go do the thing like you have been. Wait for it. Do you see that? You've already done this. You have experience meeting up with another person to do something that you both want to do, and that's hanging out. Full circle. And if you finally get to hang out with someone that you're familiar with, continue doing what you've been doing. Just exist with intention. You have a lot to talk about. You went through things together. It's giving context, it's giving history, it's giving back story. You're not a castaway anymore. You have a sense of direction. You're no longer lost at sea, and you can lean into any direction that you choose. The rest at this point is up to you, just to make sure that you're listening. I've noticed that we're not really good listeners anymore. Friendship, loneliness, we can't solve that by ourselves. It takes another person. When we stop and listen, we can literally hear the world breathe. Because let's be real, a lot of us have been taught the only way to survive, the only way to be successful is to look out for ourselves. That's not how you make friends. That is not how you form community. You have to give a fuck about other people, about things that don't directly affect you. You have to put yourself in other people's shoes. Why wouldn't you? You're trying to make friends. There's no you without them. Cultural reasons, medical, clinical, reasons that you and me haven't even thought of that make this difficult. So when people who are learning and struggling reach out and we turn away or we shun them or we don't give them feedback, they don't improve. Like, this cycle just continues. There are weirdos, but not everybody is doing that on purpose. They're right in the middle of the process. And a lot of us have been there. Your favorite celebrity is probably a creep, and you still give them the benefit of the doubt. Why not real people who are seeking companionship, who are seeking connection? We're so quick to cast judgment. Like, bro, who are you? There's 3 things you do wrong every day. You don't use your blinker. Like, why are we judging? If we spent less time judging and more time listening to people and their actual stories, their actual experiences, it would be way easier to make friends. It would be way easier to put yourself out there. And I'm not saying we have to fix people. I'm not saying we have to do the work for them. What I'm saying is we have to work together more often if we want to build these communities, if we want to build friendships. Friendship requires that we listen to each other, not the people online, because a man and a woman can be friends, you fuck, but the people in your face that require your attention right now, your communities that are being torn apart, the people you are working so hard to get to know. We all need to listen, even if we have friends, to ourselves, to our bodies, other people. You can have online friends, that's fine. Being connected on multiple levels, technology is great in that aspect, but it will never be enough. We need to step away and reevaluate what community and relationships mean to us on an interpersonal level. We need to touch grass. The human presence is crucial, it's irreplaceable. There's a charm unlike anything. There's physiological benefits to meeting people in real life. We can't lose that. Having online friends is okay, but you need to be careful. You need to know if it's actually a friend. It can't just be you in a room watching somebody else play horror games. Shout out Easy Gang though, don't get it twisted. That's not a friend, that's parasocial. Enjoy your content, but know the difference. Making friends isn't scary. It's everything that comes with it. The unknown, the rejection, the ideas that we form, the lies that we're so comfortable telling ourselves. Being denied the most basic form of human connection, somebody choosing not to know you, someone discovering a reason not to like you, is heavy stuff. What I've learned, like most of us will, the hard way, is that there is no protective barrier that shields you from rejection and pain. There is no filter. Britta has lawsuits. Within friendship, we're destined to fail at some point, so we can know what we will and will not allow in these relationships to better understand the gaps within them. And the only way to do that is to involve yourself in this process, so much so that you're forced to make informed decisions and grow from your experiences. This is how you get better. Learning who you are in relation to other people, how you connect and disconnect, what you value and what you can't stand, what kind of friend you want and what kind of friend you can be. You get to decide if a friendship or potential friendship is worth pursuing, is worth preserving. If you want to keep giving, if you want to keep trying, you get to choose if somebody throwing your vulnerability back in your face makes you never try again. You can be bitter, but you can also adapt. You don't have to let people change you. But if that's who you really want to be, it's a free country. It's not. But don't rain on our parade. Don't come in my comments with that bullshit about how this is a waste of time. All we have is time.
Hey.
A lot of us have been hurt by somebody, and I hate that for y'all. Send me the address, I'll go talk to them. But most of y'all haven't met nearly enough people, experienced nearly enough to know whether or not this is truly a waste of time. This road to friendship gets ugly. They are not nourishing or fun all the time. There's room for misunderstanding, there should be, but if the situation is not working out, you get to walk away even if it hurts. Some of us may need to ask ourselves, am I doing this because I like the way that it makes me feel? Or am I just lonely? You're practicing a lost art. You won't get this right every time. There's value in things that get cut off. There's value in things that end. So yes, prepare yourself because the vibes will be off sometimes. You will continue to say stupid shit and you will have awkward pauses. That will happen from time to time. That's normal human fluctuations within conversation. It still happens to me. Not everybody will want to be your friend, but this is also about you. So learn as much as you can about yourself too. And when things get so stressful, so overwhelming that you feel like saying, fuck it. You're allowed to put this down and pick this up later. You have a lifetime. Just know that the more you engage in this process as humanly as possible, the more likely you are to connect with somebody, anybody. But I don't know when that will be, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do. So you shouldn't either. You'll have so many chances to make this happen. And even if you don't, you can make them.
You're not doomed. It just hasn't happened yet. But I'm doomed. It's over for me. I lived through y'all, so get out there and make some friends.